Hey everyone, Future Lathrix here before the proper greeting. So, as you can probably tell by the title, once again, I've ended up splitting this video into 3 rather than 2. The reason is, there was just far too much to cover in this video. Although the video isn't quite as long as the last time, that's why I ended up splitting it before, it's more just the content of the video. I felt like it had a good natural place to stop at the end of this one as the crisis emerged, and so much had happened before, I feel like splitting it makes everything make a lot more sense as the turtles develop. This is by far, at this point, my favourite Empire I have ever played. There's something about it, it's just really enjoyable, it's highly decadent, and it is just really, really fun. So I really do hope you enjoy the video. Part 3 should be out by the end of next week, and although there is over 30 hours of footage, likely this will be an hour 15, somewhere there in terms of the total video length. A lot of work for very little footage, hope you enjoy, and of course, likes and comments do help since these types of videos are not naturally good for the channel. I don't like begging for likes, but it's the only way these videos can really stay on the channel, so thank you for watching. Really do hope you enjoy. And now, to the greetings of the past. Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Prophets of Profits, the Divine Turtle Conglomerate, making sure that the majority have a lovely, happy life, whilst the minority are treated well and put to work bettering themselves. Today, we are making sure that we can spread our message far and wide with a very aggressive form of marketing. We are going with a hostile takeover, not quite marketing, more of a, you will do as we say, because we say it, because we're helping you. The Covenant will soon be took over, and their people will rejoice knowing that the majority of them will be so much happier. Look at this ruler here, for instance, who is clearly a representative of the entire empire, plus 95% happiness. The only reason why he is not that happy, at a true 100%, is because you're not happy. And we're going to help that. I also now realise you are at war with the other empire, which is going to make things really annoying for us. Which is rude. There's a reason why we're helping. Oh, actually, that is a fantastic thing to say. Yes, it is terrible that you are at war, and you know, it means that taking these bits and bobs, this empire here, sorry, this system here is going to be difficult. But it also means that all of your allies are also at war, and no one is going to help you. I'm in a lovely mood today. Declare war, total war, Colossus. We're starting off this well.
We wish only to protect our consumer base.
We wish only to protect our consumer base. Exactly. So what we're going to do is run all the way over here. Our Colossus will follow slowly behind to spread our divine light. Purely to see if there is any unhappiness caused by our faith being forced upon another empire. I'm assuming that yes, it still causes the unhappiness modifier, but at least then, the world we're going to go to will have 100% spiritualists, all donating to the cause, making sure everyone is nice and happy. And ooh, I can almost afford yet another archaeology project. Ooh, and I can instantly turn one of our worlds into a Gaia world. Okay, so which of these worlds are we likely to just keep around forever as a non-archaeology? Probably this one. It is a lot of minerals, so for a very long time at least it will be just kept as it is. Ta-da! Now it is Gaia. Everyone is a little bit happier. I'm in a very corporate mood today. And it's going to be a while before we can upgrade you since our minerals are so low, so just upgrade that. When all of our worlds are cities, then we're just going to spike in power so drastically. It's that 50% growth speed. I always underestimate the power of the city worlds, and I need to start going for the more than ring worlds, honestly. Not saying they're better than ring worlds. Not saying that, just for the record. But they're a fun alternative, which I almost never go with. I mean, in this case I'm going with both, but, you know. Have you heard the good news? Money is here! Always feels weird to sell alloys for minerals, but there we are. We are just helping our own future. So many of our worlds are now converting.
Research actualized.
Ah, look, there's our little light bearer now.
Upscaling
With the
complete.
global pacifiers, I never use these. This is the thing which puts essentially a bubble around the world. Stops me from using the world, but it also takes it away from the enemy empire. That seems wasteful. That's like the opposite of what we would do.
Research actualized.
So, no. Oh, I love Colossi.
Research actualized.
Just imagine being on that planet. And just seeing that. Eclipsing so many stars in the night sky. I hope they realise this is for the greater good. For their good, in fact. Not even just the greater good, for their good specifically. Maybe I'll just go to war with everyone, just go to war with both of these. I mean, they're warring with each other, which means they're going to be weak at the moment. And vulnerable. Oh, we need more food. Oh, Mighty Shroud. Horror has a face, excellent. You know, I don't particularly care about any of that. No, not worth the risk. Never mind. Risk versus reward, and that certainly is more risky. Messing up my R's a lot today. I think I'm going mad at last. The divine light. You see the error of your ways. No, there is no unhappiness. Now, when you use it on your own world, you do have a unhappiness modifier, but now every single species, every single population on this planet believes in the faith of greed. Or maybe we've just made them all hear the voices. Remember, we have formed a covenant with the Whisperers in the Void. Beautiful. So I've been thinking more about that, us accepting that covenant. I still think it was the right thing to do, because it fits with our empire just so spectacularly well. But also I feel like there's a way to make it even make more sense with our lore. If they're going to be promising things, speaking to us, they're going to probably be speaking to us about our forerunners, what they knew. The ones which we hold in pseudo-divinity. And perhaps they even say they're the ones who gave them the knowledge and the power to build the ring worlds in the first place.
Commencing seizure.
They do sound like a rather deceitful lot, and I feel like our empire would fall for
Research
it. To be perfectly honest, I love my empire, but I also feel like they're desperate to hear something like that, so yeah. There we are, we have a world of spiritualists. And for 10 years, there's a spiritualist ethics traction of 999%. Isn't that just lovely? Now, I've been doing a little bit of reading, and it turns out the amount of trade value they give you essentially is dependent on their role in society. So rulers will give more, specialists will give less, workers will give the least, and owned populations, I believe, give even less, though that bit I can't quite find confirmation on. I may be wrong about this, but I actually like that because it makes complete sense. Essentially, it's a tithe. They are giving to the church, they are giving to the faith. So, of course, the rulers of all the money in our capitalist empire, well, they're going to give more, because it's percentage-based, apparently, in this empire. Which is nice. I just thought of something else. Right now, we have a little bit of trouble with too many factions. Admittedly, most of them have almost no support. So although there's loads of them, it's not really that much of a concern. 1%, 2%, less than 1%. It's not a big deal. But as we get new acquisitions, and we force them all to be spiritualist, it means they're all going to naturally gravitate towards the spiritualist faction, who love us, who are very happy. The only thing they don't like is that from Tomb Worlds, and we are changing those slowly over into City Worlds anyway. So, essentially, we're going to buff up our influence. Even more. I love this game. An orbital habitat for me? Well, aren't you a kind people? It really doesn't matter which of our species we throw there, because migration. Should we go to war with these as well? How strong are they? They're weaker than us in every way except for the only way which matters right now, which is fleet power. Perhaps then what we should do is ignore that and just grab everything that is not claimed by them for now, then we'll decide afterwards. Need to start building up more fleets, but I also want more alloys for things. So many things to do, and so little resource. One thing I'd really love is the matter decompressor, so I'm finally going to build that now before I end up building something else. Oh, but saying that, how nice would it be to have the interstellar assembly? This thing gives us more diplomatic power and gives us extra envoys. Right now, in the galactic community, using my position on the Galactic Council, I have forced this through. Tithe of the Soulless. This will hurt machine empires and anyone trying to make machines. And I want to continue down that route, but the thing is, no one likes them. Even this one is, as you can see, split. After this, it's completely against. The same goes for pretty much everything past this point as well. So what's more important? Unlimited minerals over time, or unlimited diplomatic power? I honestly... Well, I'm going to be building both. I think for now, since it's more short-term and even the lower ranks give you a bit more... No, actually, no, both of them give you stuff. Oh, I don't know, I want both. I want both desperately. I think for now, I am going to build the Interstellar Assembly. Because it's fun. More than anything, it's just fun. I want that power. As you can see, we're about to get more spiritualist ethics attraction, less population, consumer goods upkeep. Everything's great for us. And I think we would be now pushing more spiritualism now that we've made a covenant with the Whisperers. They tell us to. One More World is now undergoing the Archaeology project. Loads of them are right now. All of my influence is being spent on this. No matter how much influence you get in this game, you always seem to need more. It always tends to be the limiting factor.
Research actualized.
Which is fine. I mean, there's always going to be a limiting factor, but still. You can just jump there, can't you? No, you can't. Okay, can you please move here? Our light is needed elsewhere. Not the most powerful of worlds, but I'll take it. Eventually it'll be a Gaia world, or a city planet. This time, I'm going to grab the world first, then shine the light on it, and we'll see if that negative happiness thing is a thing, or I'm just going absolutely bonkers. If I'm going a bit Looney Tunes. If I'm a few potatoes short of a decent meal. Moving in, our secondary fleet that isn't quite ready yet, just defend over here. Thankfully, right now, they are still fighting amongst themselves, and they haven't managed to quite take back anything, but that could change at a moment's notice, especially whilst my fleet is down here dealing now with the nation. I'll take all of that, and that as well. Flashlight turning on now. We remove the shadows from your world. There we go, yeah, uneasy faith. The populace is on some level aware that their fervour of their faith is not wholly their own. So if we do that before we take over the world, we don't get the negative. If we do it after we take over the world, then we get the negative. Obviously, we don't want them to be upset. That's mean. You know what we don't have enough of? Archaeology projects underway. I mean, it's not like they completely stop me from building on the planet until they're finished or anything. Those are actually incredibly annoying. Oh, look, there's another one! So many worlds are undergoing it. Timing and opportunity are pretty much everything in this life, with a healthy dose of luck. That's basically what makes the world so interesting and the galaxy so interesting. And because of that, we have this. It turns out that the enemy do actually have a higher navy strength than we do, but they're currently embroiled in so much war that they can't possibly bring it to bear against us, because other empires are doing horrible things to them as well. I mean, other empires do horrible things, and we're not. We're simply spreading our faith. And because of that, they're just ignoring us. And it's lovely. Oh no, you're not going to start taking back stuff, are you? Can you just sit there?
Research actualized.
Good, good. My fleet is almost there anyway, which should nullify any minor efforts from the Covenant. The Covenant are basically all but destroyed now. Yoink. Converted now. Move you over there. And we are now attacking the nation. Taking over the nation. Hostile takeover. Words said by Lathrix do not necessarily represent the will of the conglomerate. Or represent them. We could go with missiles for once. Missiles would be cool. You know what? Yep, okay, I'm going to dedicate my tech to missiles this run. For the first time in many, many, many runs. Because I don't think missiles are as good, honestly, as the other options. Because they're more difficult to field, and you can't field them with battleships, which I love. but I'm going to try it, because explosives are fun. They're also at war with these guys. Oh, there's a wormhole to their territory right there. This whole sector of the galaxy is just embroiled in war and chaos. We're just here to bring peace. That's what we're doing. I just figured it out.
Upscaling complete.
Ahem. There we go. Okay. The interstellar assembly site begins its construction. It's gonna be all pretty like when it's done. Preparing to make a believer out of the world. Yes, yes you are. Let's not have you on hostile. There we are. Let's do this. Oh, we're going to take the capital. Wonderful. Over here, I've noticed they have managed to take back this, which is a really interesting world. It's basically the ultimate consumer goods world. We're probably never going to need more consumer goods in our trade value, but if we do, we could turn this into a city world, which would be amazing. Ooh, Keeper. Is Keeper part of this? Oh, they haven't done the deal. The deal here was essentially to get even more consumer goods. I've never turned that down. I wonder if that's something to do with that then. Then this you can terraform into something very powerful. Upkeep from jobs reduced, which is fantastic. Imagine this as a city world. Yeah, that thing can be insane. Obviously, we want that system. And so I'm making some psychic armies over here, which will break the minds of those who are trying to defend. So here you can see the trade value from the populations themselves, from pops rather than from populations' jobs, considering we only have 2 currently working jobs which give us trade value, but we have a lot more. But of course then there are also a lot of modifiers. The modifiers don't seem to apply to the tithe though, which is a little bit sad. But it's fine. Now the reason why the world is so unstable is because people are still being turned psychic. We're forcing them to hear the whispers, you know? Please work, please work, please work, please work. Plus 30% monthly influence.
Research actualized.
We're getting 18.36 influence per month now. I rather like that. You just don't have enough minerals. We don't have enough minerals to keep up. Now it's the minerals which are an issue. Maybe the matter decompressor would have been a better option than the assembly site, but you know what, the assembly site's more fun, and what we can do is pop one of these down. Wow, that costs a lot. And this has a cooldown. Okay, so save up with influence, then we'll try and further one of these. Both are fantastic. More minerals and alloys, more worker resource, which is so good for us. Considering our owned populations get the bonuses from worker bonuses, no matter what job they're doing. The more trade value is always beneficial. First we convert them.
Construction asset under assault.
Then we take them over. Seriously, pirates? Where? Who? When? Why? Stop. Oh, we need gateways. And that's with 2 bastions at full strength. Yeah, that's in range of 2 bastions with only hangar bays. That is a little bit crazy. Just spent all my influence to put forward one more motion, the asset coordination. More trade value and all that. And I'm now going to start building some gateways. That's what the rest of the influence is going to be used on. So we have a gateway here, a gateway over here, so we don't need all this trade pathing, which means I can also use these stations for something else, which is lovely. Then I'll need a gateway somewhere here to collect all of the bounty from over here as well. Things are going exceedingly well. And can you please jump over here? There's another world which needs to be shown the
Planetary
light.
market secure.
Behold the splendor of our plenty. What was once a tomb world is now a thriving city planet. with a happiness of 70%. Where everyone has a chance to ascend the corporate ladder and live a life of true luxury, power, influence, and unlimited potatoes delivered bi-weekly. Both bad and really good timing there. So, on the upside, the enemies have made peace with each other, which means now we have full reign to take all of these worlds, nice and easily. On the downside, my fleet was just in this little bit of territory here, this tiny little bit of territory, and because I don't have open borders, my fleet got just bounced away, so I have no idea where they are now. They will return shortly, though. Very irritating. Bit of a slowdown there, but that's still fine. I'm still making more psychers? Excellent. Psychers of every kind, please. The first stage of the assembly is finished, now building up the second one. Already, though, it is affecting our diplomatic strength.
Attempting to acquire planetary market.
That fleet's completely done over there, so we're moving that. Our main fleet got bounced back to the home system, which is really annoying. The nation's fleet is almost dealt with, though now it is finally getting reinforcements. It turns out the reason why it took so long to reinforce itself is because almost all their fleets are in this territory over here, and now they're going all the way back around in order to get to us. I saw them crossing over here a while back, so we will be attacked soon. So I will be accepting status quo soon, since I don't want to lose more of my ships. And honestly, I want to get ready to attack the Confederacy. Oh god, there's still a war there? Well, we may end up going to war with these fellows then. The regime and the Confederation. Let's go to war with everyone. Either way though, putting down a trade station here, and that, sorry, a trade station here, and this means we also need a gateway there. That will collect trade from all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it can collect all of that. Then we'll have to put one down here most likely, but that's fine. It's only for 2 worlds. Be a little bit annoying, just need to defend this little bit of territory. Just, we need less of these trade routes. That's why I'm not even setting these up correctly, because I'm going to have all this more permanently, so we may as well just wait until that's ready. This is the last world we need, and then we've completely taken out
Attempting to
the
acquire
Covenant.
planetary market.
Okay, with that, status quo, yes please. Should have double checked really before we went there. Oh, there's no chance we're going to lose that. Actually, we're not doing that great on cash right now. Empire Sprawl was pretty terrible. So, now for some serious micromanagement. I now have a load of worlds, which by the way, right now are giving us nothing. So our economy is going to bounce back very powerfully very soon. But there is a lot we need to do now to sort all of this out. It's only going to take a while. Okay, you be a shipyard, because we're going to need some more construction vessels. Remove you for now, since I'm going to change you up later anyway. Remove you. Ah, I was hoping to have a few more moments there, but apparently not. Boop, boop. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need money for this. I just couldn't help myself. Well, alloys are worthless now, since we've been selling them so much, flooded the market. Once again, we control the Federation, of course, and to the victor go the spoils, rather. Yeah, just monthly energy being plus 10% is fantastic. Though, plus 10% trade value. Again, it's just because that's only 12 months. This is a full 60 months, yeah. Give me that energy, please. One of our new worlds is going to be a Gaia world. You're all welcome. Yeah, sorting out these worlds is going to be a real pain. Just to ensure that everyone on a planet fully understands our vision for that planet and complies for their own safety. We're putting down the Psy-Core on pretty much every single planet, increasing stability by 5 and introducing 2 telepaths. Well, 2 telepath jobs, which decrease crime massively and increase unity. Essentially, there are law enforcements here which have the ability to read your mind and break it if you're going to break the law. If you're thinking the wrong thing, we'll make sure you never think again. You know, for the safety of the whole. We're the good guys. The Interstellar Assembly now giving us one additional envoy. And continuing to become more and more powerful. What are we out of? Oh, when did we start losing moats? Yeah, all these new worlds have upgraded buildings and everything, as you would expect. But ones I didn't put down, so I'm still not 100% sure about where all our costs are coming from. Lots of things we need to fix. And still, most of the worlds are not giving us a fraction of their total value. Need some more food. We really do need to start making some food worlds. We could make a ring world just for food. Oh, that would be so silly. Well, not actually. Not that silly. Because these worlds do produce an insane amount of food. Yep, agricultural ring worlds are a thing. I just never really utilize them. Ever. 100% stability on the main ring world. Fantastic. More of our worlds are finishing off their conversion. The main gateway is now finished over at the Circle of Commerce. There it is. Just imagine how many trade ships are actually going through there constantly right now. We can't see them, but we know they're there because our money increases. Oh, and the matter decompressor site is finished. Let's get that moving. Fantastic. Need some more energy for this, though. Yeah, our economy is going to take a little while to get back fully up and running. But bear in mind, we are now at 10k research, and we're over 1,000 alloys per month. Our energy might not look that great, but everything else is thriving. And before I forget any longer, one more envoy for you. We could actually send one more envoy from there as well, which I'm going to do right now.
Ships upscaled.
Almost 4 times stronger than the second place in terms of our diplomatic power. Do we care about sanctions? Yes. Because we're about to stop robots being built, so we need some sanctions to stop that. I was only going to influence this if the Chosen One was here, since I do want them to gain control for a while, even though they are an amazing researcher. Because that also gives us more influence. We are currently stockpiling influence, but that will be drained very quickly as soon as we have the resources to do something else. I mean, we have several worlds still waiting to become the Archaeology project.
Transmission.
Our food is stable and our energy is looking so much better. Now, annoyingly, I have had to remove some of the stations above some of the planets because they were collecting trade value and then moving it themselves, which is causing piracy problems. But what I've done is I am finishing off building a gateway over here. That will skip these few sections. Not really necessary, but I just like gateways at this point. We have the gateway here up and running. The gateway over here is almost finished. Same with this one. But even with just this one gateway finished, already so much more trade value is reaching the Circle of Commerce. The pirates do not help the faith. And so, the old us would simply hunt them down with strikecraft, destroying them, but more would always arrive, so now we're skipping them entirely. Now, tell me in the comments, is there a way, if I put a station above a planet, is there a way so I can disconnect that from gathering the trade value? Now, of course, you can just simply do this. Ta-da! That's no longer feeding our trade value as whole, but that still collects the trade value, it's just no longer going anywhere. And even if I then move it to another station, so it's like this to here, it still has to travel. So even if I'm sending it to the main one. So that's a little bit annoying, since now I'm going to have to rebuild all of our anchorages somewhere else. But it's definitely worth it. It's a small annoyance now, which is going to really reward us moving forwards. And we certainly have the alloys to do this. Turns out the Archaeology project is really good at making lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of alloys. Our first world is almost making 300 already, and it's not even partially populated. It's just got a fraction of the maximum population it can handle. We have a little section around here, which is going to be just anchorages. Oh look! One more archaeology project. It's already beautiful, but soon it'll be beautiful in a more productive way. Our ships have been altered, now using missiles and disruptors. Shields are no longer an issue. I was debating using other weapons other than disruptors right now, since these don't also ignore armor, but I'm hoping, well, if we do get the Scourge, it means we can use Scourge missiles, and they do partially ignore enemy armor. Do they do bonus damage versus armor? No, it's a strike craft which ignore armor. Either way, we're going to go with this for now. Probably end up swapping them out for something more useful later, but I never get to use disruptors anymore. Our corvettes are the same, now using disruptors and missiles. Our battleships are still using strikecraft. So let's get moving. Wait, where are our ground forces? I swear you were following these fellows a moment ago. Well, that is irritating. Time to make more psychers, I suppose. There we are. The really good thing with psychers is that they also have very, very little collateral damage. Since they're not really using all that many traditional weapons, they're not destroying the planet itself. Or all that many civilians, which, you know, is the important thing here. Caring about the civilians, totally my main concern there, not the copious amount of resources wasted when buildings are destroyed. Either way, we're going to war with you. I doubt the states can help you, considering they have close borders with all of their neighbours. I'd love to see them try.
We wish only to protect our consumer base.
Sorry, alloys. Now to the max level of the Interstellar Assembly, giving me one more envoy and giving me another plus 10% to my diplomatic power. We're not quite strong enough yet to do whatever we want, but we are slowly getting there. And of course, the more I consume of my neighbours, the more powerful we'll become. Now we're going to go this way first, because we're going to take out the Ether Drake. Whilst we're here. There's the missiles. Whee!
Upscaling complete.
And the Ether Drake is defending a size 21 Gaia world, which obviously we want very, very much. Got a researcher on the way already, got a construction vessel already pretty much here. There we are. Hello, Drakey!
Incoming transmission.
Oh! 300 influence. Actually, I forgot about that. And we even have a relic. Passive effect plus unity. We don't care about that. The active effect, though, is 10% happiness. For 10 years. Oh. Might actually start using that. And you are now a Dragon Slayer, increasing your sublight speed and fire rate. Well done, Rysel Paz. I'm sure that's how that's pronounced. It doesn't really matter. I complained about not having enough influence earlier, so it seems like the games went, here, have all the influence then, Lathrix. Can you even deal with this influence? No, I can't, game. But why'd you sound so much like me? Okay, gonna put down some habitats just to spend the influence. Gonna need to start converting some worlds, so they're ready to become the Archaeology project, I guess. You need to be upgraded, that's what you need. Loads and loads and loads and loads of things we need to deal with. You know what? Yeah, let's just start really ramping up these worlds. Okay, excellent, you're pretty much ready. Just need more minerals, which we will get soon. Yeah, once the matter decompressors started off, our minerals are going to just skyrocket, so that's where all the influence is going to go. And now we're not going to cap. As long as we don't cap the influence, we're fine. Oh, I didn't realise you were part of the Federation with these fellows. How didn't I notice that? Well, we are going to go to war with you soon. Probably going to be the next target, in fact. Well, we could go to war with you two, in fact. It's kind of interesting how this galaxy's played out. It is a matter of several superpowers vying for the galaxy. We have you two over here. The Zealots and the Zealots. So you have a group of Zealots over there. We have the 3 military-based powers banding together in the Mutual Assistance Pact. Well, you're not a military power, but you're funding them. Actually, you're basically us. Just not as successful or beautiful. Saying that, you actually have superior firepower. Oh, because you have the Federation fleet, that's why. Still, very powerful. And then we have the group over here, which were the Xenophiles, yeah. Xenophiles, once again, you're the ones who are backing them up financially. And all of you are Xenophiles, so you're the more peaceful, those who wish to see a better galaxy through cooperation. What a silly notion. All of the gateways, except for this one right here, are now complete, and look at how clean all of this is. Now, there are spots of piracy here and there, but it doesn't really matter because no trade is flowing through it. They will slowly go away by themselves. I believe so. Well, even if they're there, again, causes no issues. The only trade routes which are going to look a bit weird are just ones over here, because there's a little bit of trade value in these systems, but doesn't really matter. It's going through our trade hubs, and the natural trade protection will be more than enough to protect it on its way to the gateways. And again, it's almost nothing, so it's not really all that important. The only one I'm worried about is this one. What is this one? Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, that one's going to be fixed soon. Look how much we're losing there. Almost 100. Over 100, sorry, yeah. Gateways are important.
Upscaling complete.
Now that you're finished, yeah, you've already grabbed the dark matter there. Is there anything else? Nope. I'm making a Corvette fleet right now, which will deal with some of the aliens over here as well, so we can finally get all of this territory. For once, we're going to have a pretty nice border, because we have so much influence. In these few fights, I've noticed something. The lack of tracking on the torpedoes is kind of horrendous. I mean, to be fair, the Marauder missiles only have a tracking of 25% too. Makes them pretty bad versus anything which can dodge. So high evasion enemies are a bit annoying with those. Might mix them both together, honestly. I just don't use missiles enough. Glorious missiles. So another thing about missiles, which I never really pay attention to, is, where are you? The retargeting range. Essentially, if the target they're going after dies, they then swap targets. I believe that's how they work. Again, just showing how little I use these. I don't get how half of the mechanics work with these things. But that's really interesting to me, because one of the big problems with some of the other weapons is just overkilling a target. All of your battleships fire at one target instantly, that target gets overkilled by many thousands of % of their health, and then all the battleships on cooldown. The missiles, they all kill the first target, but not all of them. And then the rest, which hits the fraction later, can then retarget something else. I believe that's how it works. If I am mistaken, I am mistaken. Because I am a potato. Okay, get our Colossi in here. Our Colossus. Where's their capital? Let's go straight for the capital. Glorious yellow everywhere. The colour of gold. Rank 1 of the matter decompressor is finished, giving us 715 minerals per month. More valuables for the collection. Excellent, plus 20% research speed for the next 60 months. I do appreciate now that at least the enemies do gang up. Rather than just sending one fleet at a time to be utterly mowed down, they will try their darndest to defend their own acquisitions. I'm just going to wait here for them, so I lose the least amount possible. They ended up running away at the last second, which makes sense considering we definitely had the advantage. So we've chased them down. Here's some missiles.
A system has been surveyed.
Oh, will we catch them before they jump? They're in the process of jumping already? No, we won't. That's interesting. The Ver control this bit. That's fine. Oh, that's why the Ver are currently at war with them. Taking advantage of them being under attack.
Upsizing.
Sounds like something we would do. Have done, in fact. We just had the Dragon's Horde event, which means now I have the Dragon Scale Armor, which is just a higher level of armor than our standard, at least I think it is. So for small, it's 195. If we look at our current ships, that gives 145. So yep, just better armor. If we versus the Scourge, that'll be fantastic. If we versus the Unbidden, utterly useless. I'm amazed you haven't opened up your doors, considering we are the chosen ones. I would like that Gaia world, and I could just jump in my science vessel and construction ship. In fact, I'm very tempted to. But it all costs way too much influence. Never mind.
Colonial enterprise established.
We'll simply destroy you later. It is a bit late in the game for us not to be able to take out a fallen empire yet. I mean, I am building up my fleets in the background, but I decided just for the fun of it to go spam cruisers, and my god, do they not have much firepower, especially when you're spamming disruptors. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, why am I spamming cruisers? This is clearly not the way to go. It's very weak. And honestly, it's purely for the fun of it. I never really get to use cruisers all that much, so I thought, might as well go with the extreme, utter spam, cruisers everywhere, missiles everywhere, disruptors everywhere, since I never get to use disruptors much either. And we'll just see how it goes. Ooh, what are you guys doing here? Are you at war as well? Yep, everyone's at war with everyone I'm currently fighting. Stop being so annoying. As we get ready to shine our light on yet another world. Of course, it'll take a while. Oh yeah, I just saw that. What are you? Just this battle group. Where you go? Oh, you're fighting back versus them. Once again, we are fighting at very opportune moments, even if it is annoying. And suddenly, missiles everywhere. Lovely. Let's grab all of this, and then continue. Also, a fly just went right past the microphone, so close it actually tripped up the audio. You probably didn't hear that, but I did. It was very weird. Kind of threw me for a second. Finally, after all this time, we're getting ourselves some living metal. The living metal will allow us to purchase more living metal, which allows us to do the edict, which allows us to have even faster megastructure construction time, which is good, because I'm now also building the mega shipyard. We have way too many alloys, and we simply can't spend it fast enough. So it's either build way more shipyards, or one mega shipyard, which also increases the build speed throughout the Empire. We're going with the more efficient option here.
More declared.
Sure, more population's always a good thing.
Good business is where you
Ooh, there's a
find it.
gateway there. Interesting. Can I activate this? Do I need a scientist to activate that? I can't remember how the dormant gateways work. Upgrade. Oh, we can't do it because it's not our bloody system yet, is it? That's what the problem is.
Facing unfair competition.
What a beautiful Gaia world.
Scientific asset lost.
Keep losing scientists because we keep sending them to just explore places. Probably should pay more attention to them, but ultimately we don't really need all that many left anyway. Yeesh. Oh, one of our governors has passed. At 174. We live long lives. In the Confederate. Oh, no. Ah, seems like a lot of them are dying just from old age. Need to start putting more tech into the whole longer lifespan thing. If that'll do that now, then. Oh, good, it's just a matter of paying for it. So obviously then this will be the new trading hub for the area. Oh, I just realised. There's a primitive civilization over here. And a pretty darn decent world as well. Can you please split for a second and split again? I mean, I could just transfer it, honestly. Why don't I just do this? There we go. So just a couple of ships. Could you please go over there and deal with that? Just wasted time there doing like splitting and everything. That was a bit silly, but well. Yeah, you're in range. Excellent. The conglomerate is taking everything. Citizens of the conglomerate, know that you live in the pinnacle of empires. You live in the greatest golden age the galaxy has ever known. Everything we do for the citizenship. The majority of you live lives of true luxury. And even those who are not so fortunate, who have not yet succeeded and got to that position in our society, your happiness is still 50% or above on some worlds. You still live good lives. These other empires would not be so kind to you. You poor downtrodden souls. But now realize that we are even the lords of the juggernauts of the galaxy. Bask in the trophy of the Ether Drake. Plus 10% happiness to all populations, including those who are under indentured servitude. Meaning right now our happiness for our indentured servitude fellows is above 50% on average. They are actually happy. Everyone is happy. And soon, we're increasing our trade value. Because we are strong enough to do this now, with only minor support. Oh, get back there, please.
Station under assault.
Whoa, that's a lot of habitats. And a really nice world. Oh, of course, you are Inward's Perfection and Fanatic Xenophobe. Extra population growth, extra population growth. So many of you to convert. Well, we had to sell a lot of stuff, but there we go. A living metal mega construction is now online, increasing our Megastructure build speed by an additional 50%. Chase them down. One more world has embraced the light. We can absolve you of all of your sins for a price. It's worth it, I guarantee. Side jump drives. Fantastic.
Commencing seizure of planetary asset.
Means we can jump even further. It was at this moment the turtles and all of the species within the Empire looked upon themselves, the empire they had created, which continued to expand, the wealth they had accumulated, the megastructures and other true breathtaking wonders they had created themselves, and realized, although the Forerunners may have been divine, they may have been divinely placed there to aid them, they themselves have reached true divinity. Even having a bargain with the Whisperers in the Void. Just a little bit of an explanation as to why the turtles have become a little bit more hostile, a little bit more egocentrical, why suddenly they're a little bit more, well, even more self-serving than in the very first place. Although they are still spiritual, their spirituality is now more of a spirituality of themselves. They have came to realize that they themselves are the true divine of this galaxy. Perhaps one day they would transcend into perhaps a fanatic spiritualism of themselves. Maybe even a fanatic authoritarian state where the rulers, the turtles themselves, control all things. At this point, even thoughts are being read and controlled. If you think the wrong thing, the Psychor will know about it and will likely crush you. Speaking of which, in a gameplay perspective, I am turning off telepaths on worlds, because I just don't need them at the moment. I don't really need the Unity, and most of our worlds have no crime problems, so we don't really have any telepaths, but the Psi Core still has the same effect. It still still increases stability on the world they're in, which is very, very effective. But I like how the Empire is progressing. I like this change in them, and it makes a lot of sense, considering their original faith wasn't really that of gods, it was more that of a people, of an ideology, of a way of thinking. And that would eventually transcend into what they are now. They are divine, or at least pseudo-divinity. Only the Whisperers in the Void know more than them, and, well, they are learning their secrets at a rapid pace. The Whisperers in the Void disagreed with this, and yet, it still wasn't really enough to stop the Empire. Whisperers in the Void, madness. Ever since we invited the Whisperers into our mind, mental illness and unexplainable acts of violence have been on the rise amongst our psychic population. For the most part, it has been controllable, but recently, things have gotten out of hand. A minor violent incident on the habitat turned into a riot, and now the unrest and violence is spreading all across the planet, causing a great deal of death and destruction. Minus 30 stability for 10 years? You know, that's not even really that much of a big deal for one of our habitats. Which of the habitats is it? It's not that one. The prime habitat. There it is. Right? I can't see the effects here. There it is. We're still at over 50%. The Whisperers are not our gods. The Whisperers are merely associates. One day, we'll make them learn their place.
Colonial enterprise established.
We continue to upgrade the matter decompressor. You can get both events? Huh. We're gonna have a little baby dragon. If that doesn't show mastery of the galaxy, I don't know what else will. The Leviathans of the galaxy bend to our will. Dragon's Horde, Dragon Reborn. Of course, you don't actually do any fighting, you are merely a trophy. Did animations just freeze then? That was interesting. It was shocked. Our vehicles coated in the armor of dragons, teleporting from place to place through the shroud itself. I would be terrified of this empire. You know, we don't need to destroy everyone. A radical thought, I know. But both the regime and the zealots, well, they're wary right now because I've done a few naughty things, but they're both very capable of being friends with me. Especially the regime, which is the more powerful too. They have a load of worlds as well. It might be more beneficial for us to trade with them. We can always attack the other federations. I originally wanted to take out those two, that way we could just take out this third of the galaxy, but honestly, if we have a branch office on every one of their worlds, we could just dominate the galactic community within maybe 10 years. Hello, friends. Oh, and we are about to win this. Right to work. Artificial construct should never take priority over the livelihoods of actual people. Spiritualist ethics extraction increased. Well, it's all the usual spiritualist ethics extraction stuff, which I do indeed love. You will be opposed. So what do you think? Me and you and me, us.
Planetary
Just
module
sign this
secured.
contract. I promise we won't break it. Oh, we've got the Scourge again. So, I was actually really hoping for the Unbidden. So, in future playthroughs, I am now really considering going with the option of using a mod. I think it's the Crisis Manager mod, which simply allows you to choose the endgame crisis, because I'm kind of getting sick of the Scourge now. I would rather this be the Unbidden, and honestly, I thought it would be the Unbidden. Having side jump drives drastically increases the odds. So, the Scourge is still fine, the Scourge is still fun, but I'm sick of it now. I've definitely played against it too much. The Scourge is the default crisis, if I can use my words there. It's getting very late now, as you can probably tell. This will be the end of this recording session. I've already had 3 recording sessions throughout this playthrough so far. Well, this episode 2. Yeah, it's the default because it doesn't really have any modifiers outside of time passed. The contingency has the idea of if there's too many synths in the galaxy, increases the odds of the contingency waking up. The Unbidden, it's simply jump drives, and side jump drives increases the odds drastically. This is this. Well, it is what it is. Can you like us yet, please? Well, that was quick. Approaching the outer rim already. They're here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need 4 of our systems with at least 1 fortress habitat each. The second these habitats are finished, I'm going to flood them with populations. They are going to be completely used up. Next one is over here. Okay, this is a great system. So far, 2 good systems with lots and lots of potential habitat space. They can take... I've seen them take up to 10 years from this point to actually appear. From approaching the outer rim, so if we get lucky, that's what happened. Oh, wait, no, or is it 10 years from... No, that might not be right. Oh, okay, we already have some habitats here. Well, you're all going to be converted into fortress habitats. Are there any wormholes or anything we need to be concerned about? Mega art installation, nothing of concern, nothing of concern. No, 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 potato. No, 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 no. Haha, 9. Good. Happiness. No. No. Oh, never mind. Does that mean you're here now? No, not yet. Close, though.
Research actualized.
Oh, come on. How fast was that? Okay, the first wave is already here. Really glad this one has some ready, because this is the closest one. And it will block off the rest. We might end up losing this, though. Don't care. Do not care in the slightest. I'm sorry, but you need to be fortresses right now. I'll start supplying you with more populations the second all of these are finished building. Oh, I don't like Fortress Worlds as much as Fortress Habitats, but don't care. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Don't care in the slightest. And of course, this time around, we do not have the beautiful thing, which is Defender of the Galaxy. We're also not max level yet in our Federation, so I don't have a bonus versus them at all. Oh god, yeah, I have no bonuses at all right now versus the Endgame Crisis. Well, that's just peachy, isn't it? Well, on the brighter side of things, Divinity of Life now has got one step further. And the states have been removed. Okay, we have a science vessel there already. Let's make a new one. One construction, one science, and we'll deal with all of this. It's a bit of a mess. Also, we have so many lithoids, because they always pop up at the top since they have such high habitability. And again, it doesn't matter what we send, because they all get mixed up anyway as soon as the population starts growing at all. Wow, we really need more admin cap. Which will solve itself. A lot of these planets have admin cap buildings that are not being used yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's annoying, so we're missing out on some of these. All this isn't being collected. Gonna need a gateway here. Yeah, turn this into a trade one, put a gateway down there as well, so we're gonna need at least 2 construction vessels. Any of you shipyards? Excellent, thank you. Right now, though, that doesn't matter as much as all the other stuff we're doing. I'm thinking super reinforce this system. This system is the main priority, then this system. In fact, we can grab all 3 of these. I'm sorry, Gaia World, I am going to try and protect you a little bit, but this is the gateway to our entire empire. It's so much more important than just you. Okay, so although I don't think this video is going to be much longer than an hour, probably not even an hour at this point, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, around that mark anyway, I am going to be calling this and splitting this into 3 episodes instead of just 2. The reason is, loads has happened in this episode. I feel like the Empire has changed drastically, and I feel like it'll just be watering it down to have this mixed with the fight versus the Crisis. Originally I wanted them both together, like in the last full playthrough. I do try my best to make it a 1 out of 2, and then a 2 out of 2, but this can happen sometimes, as has happened before, and I feel like this is the way forwards. I've had loads of fun today. This Empire is insanely enjoyable to play as. It's so decadent and stupid and just... it's just fun. It's a very fun Empire. But now, we're going to focus on trade with our new allies, the regime. We're going to do our best to continue to mess around with the galactic community, going to the extremes of quite a few, and we're going to see if we can box these in as fast as possible. Really hoping we can make that possible. Probably going to start building ring worlds as well, so loads more to do outside of just fighting the Scourge in the next video. Don't worry, I know fighting the Scourge can get a bit dull. I also want to attack the Fallen Empire and turn their worlds into something truly amazing. A 30-size Gaia world into a 30-size archaeology project. That's going to be insane. I love that. And next to it, the mistake. Whoops. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next full playthrough, I am almost certainly going to install the mod, which will allow me to choose which endgame crisis we face. So tell me in the comments, contingency or unbidden? I'm thinking unbidden. It's been a long time since I've seen them. And I just don't find the contingency that interesting. Though, a lot of people do, so I don't mind, really. Both of them, I like both of them, even though I said one's less interesting, I honestly don't mind. So tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching, have a lovely day, do take care. Until next time, goodbye.